Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on something incredibly precious, our vision, our eyes. They're constantly working, right? And, well, in modern life, they face a lot: aging, screens, environmental stuff, even what we eat or don't eat. But what if keeping our eyes healthy wasn't just about avoiding discomfort? What if it's key to our quality of life and maybe more in our control than we think? We're taking a deep dive into the work of Dr. William Lai. He's a renowned physician scientist, the New York Times bestselling author. His work has really shifted how we see food's impact on health, its power to actually fight disease.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Dr. Lee consistently links our health right back to our blood vessels. He uses this great analogy, calls them the highways and byways, delivering oxygen, nutrients, everything to all our organs. And that definitely includes our eyes. A really critical point he makes is that problems with circulation, in the eyes, even the brain, that's a surprisingly common reason for vision loss, cognitive decline, too. Basically, healthy blood flow means healthy vision. Simple as that almost. The World Health Organization even points out that folks between, say, 40 and 60 are at higher risk. But Dr. Nate really argues that protecting our eyes, especially those blood vessels feeding them, is more manageable now than ever through diet.
And that's really our mission today, isn't it? To unpack how simple food choices might not just preserve vision, but maybe even improve it. Sounds almost too good to be true sometimes. But Dr. Lee is clear. Nutrition can help us keep blood vessels healthy. He makes this idea of eating to beat vision loss seem like a real possibility. And yeah, he has a specific superfood he highlights, which we'll get to. Okay, let's unpack this a bit more. Dr. Lee's core advice, it comes through so clearly, is it all starts with your diet. He really believes that what we eat has this direct line to the health of those crucial blood vessels, which kind of paves the way for this whole eating to beat vision loss idea. It really connects the dots between, your lunch and how well you see.
Absolutely. That's the foundation he builds on, just how critical diet is. And when we talk about healthy blood vessels, good circulation, it's not just abstract, it's the actual plumbing, right?
Yeah.
Delivering the goods. For the eyes specifically, that means a steady, strong supply of everything they need to capture light, send signals. If those tiny little highways get blocked or damaged, well, your vision suffers. You might notice blurriness, maybe your eyes get tired more easily. They're just not getting the fuel they need.
Right. So after laying all that groundwork, what is Dr. Lai's number one superfood for eye health? It's blueberries. Now, he does clarify pretty quickly while blueberries are maybe the stars, he often talks about berries more broadly, so you're not just stuck with one. You could go for strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, what else? Lingonberries, huckleberries.
Yeah.
You kind of choose your favorite.
And the really interesting part is why they're so powerful. It's not just vitamins, it's these things he calls bioactives. These compounds give berries their amazing colors, those deep blues, reds, purples, and their flavors too. You might also read them called polyphenols. He mentions specific ones like ellagic acid and anthocyanins are really key here. These are tiny molecules, but as he says, they light up your health in all kinds of different ways. It's like a whole cocktail of beneficial compounds working together.
Okay, and he offers a really practical tip too, right? Especially thinking about budget and jest. Convenience. Frozen berries. Often cheaper, easier to keep around than fresh ones. And the crucial thing is, he says they have the same bioactive value. Why? Because they're basically picked from the field and flash frozen, right at their best.
Hmm.
So consistency is doable. You don't need to break the bank or wait for them to be in season. But okay, how do they actually work? How do blueberries pull this off for our eyes? What's the science? I know you've looked into the specific ways these anthocyanins make a difference.
Exactly. Let's get into the specifics. First off, it's their antioxidant strength. Blueberries are just packed with antioxidants, especially those anthocyanins. They're responsible for that deep blue color. And these are vital for fighting something called oxidative stress. That happens when you have too many free radicals, these unstable molecules bouncing around, damaging healthy cells, including the very delicate ones in your eyes. This kind of damage is linked to serious issues like age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma even. So eating blueberries regularly gives your body tools to sort of neutralize these free radicals. It prevents cell damage, slows down that aging process in the eyes, and helps keep your vision clear.
Okay, so it's like a defense mechanism, preventing damage. What about actually improving how the eye works? You mentioned blood flow earlier. How do blueberries help with circulation to the eyes?
Right. That's definitely one of the standout benefits. Your retina, the tissue at the back of the eye that senses light, it needs a huge amount of oxygen and nutrients. It works incredibly hard. The anthocyanins in blueberries, well, they're known to help strengthen blood vessel walls, make them more elastic. And that directly improves blood flow, especially in those tiny capillaries feeding the retina. Better circulation means your eyes can process light better, so potentially sharper vision, maybe less eye fatigue, maybe even seeing better in dim light.
That's really interesting. Okay, another angle. Defense.
Yeah.
We know sun is bad for skin, but it hits our eyes too, right? It can lead to cataracts, macular degeneration. So do blueberries help there? Are they like internal sunglasses?
Huh. In a way, yeah, you could sort of think of it like that, a natural shield. The antioxidants help lessen the impact of those harmful UV rays on the really delicate parts of the eye, like the lens and the cornea. Now, obviously, you still need your actual sunglasses, but eating blueberries adds another layer of protection from the inside out. It reduces that cellular damage from sun exposure, potentially lowering the risk of those common age-related eye problems linked to UV.
Mm-hmm. And inflammation. We hear so much about chronic inflammation affecting overall health. How does it play into eye problems? Things like uveitis or just general age-related stuff. And how do berries fit in?
Yeah, inflammation is a big factor. Blueberries have pretty potent anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation can definitely cause problems in the eye, swelling, discomfort, things that can impair function over time. Uveitis is a good example. So by helping to calm that inflammation, blueberries support the overall health of the eye tissues, the retina, the cornea, keeps them in better shape, which helps prevent conditions that could mess with your vision. It's about long-term health and comfort.
Okay, so bringing it all together, what does this mean for perhaps the biggest age-related worry for many people? Macular degeneration, AMD, that loss of sharp central vision.
It's absolutely critical for that. AMD is a huge cause of vision loss, and two of the main drivers behind it are oxidative stress and inflammation, which, as we just discussed, are things blueberries directly target. That mix of antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, helps protect the macula, that central part of the retina, from cell damage, and it dials down the inflammation. So, while they aren't a cure, obviously, research suggests regularly eating blueberries might help slow down AMD's progression, helping you keep that sharp, detailed vision for longer.
Wow. So really, putting it all together, adding blueberries to your diet, seems like one of the easiest and frankly most delicious ways to actively support your eye health. They're full of these compounds that protect against damage, reduce inflammation, boost blood flow. Seems like a pretty straightforward win.
Absolutely. Whether you're thinking about preserving vision as you get older, or you just want to give your eyes a nutritional boost day to day, adding blueberries regularly looks like an excellent choice. It's a simple step, but potentially profound benefits for, one of our most vital senses.
So maybe next time you're reaching for a snack, think about grabbing a handful of blueberries. Your eyes will likely thank you for it.
This whole deep dive into just one food, blueberries, and its specific impact on the eyes, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It hints at this much bigger picture, the often overlooked power of our daily diet to shape our overall health, our longevity. It kind of raises the question, what other simple choices are we making or not making that might be quietly impacting our well-being in major ways, ways we don't really grasp until we, do a deep dive into the science behind them? Makes you wonder.